Welcome to Greenpoint Business Consultancy. Today, we'll guide you through the process of writing a service invoice in compliance with the Bureau of Internal Revenue's requirements. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped with the knowledge to issue proper invoices for your business transactions. Now, let's go through the step-by-step process of writing a service invoice. Step 1. Fill out the date line with the date you received the payment. Step 2. Following received from, indicate the individual or company name of the payer. Step 3. If the payer is a VAT registered entity, get the payer's TIN and input it in the corresponding line. Step 4. Get the payer's business address and input it in the following space. Step 5. In item description or nature of service, input services for, date range. For individuals with withholding tax. Step 6. In the column labeled amount, input the total revenue generated. Withholding taxes are usually 5% or 10% of the total revenue amount. In this case, for example, you received $96,425.00 and the withholding tax rate is 5%, or 0.05. The grossed up amount you would write would be $101,500.00. Step 7. In the row labeled total sales, input the total revenue or grossed up amount generated. Step 8. In the row labeled less, withholding tax, input the withholding tax. This is usually 5% or 10% of the total revenue amount. In this case, 96,425 multiplied by 0.05 is equals to 5,075.00. Step 9. Calculate the payment due by subtracting the withholding tax from the total due. Step 10. Put an X mark whether it is paid by cash or check. If it is paid by check, indicate the bank, check number, and check date. Step 11. Have an authorized representative to sign at the line. For individuals without withholding tax. This guideline applies to individuals with clients overseas, where their income is not subject to withholding tax. Follow these steps to correctly fill out your invoice. Complete steps 1 to 5 as usual. Step 6. Enter the total revenue amount for the service provided. In this example, the amount is $101,500.00. Step 7. In the row labeled total sales, input the total revenue amount. Step 8. Since no withholding tax applies, enter 0.00 in the withholding tax field. Step 9. In the total amount due section, write the total amount, which is $101,500.00. Step 10. Mark an X in the appropriate box to indicate if the payment was made in cash or check. For check payments, provide the bank name, check number, and check date. Step 11. Record the total amount collected, and ensure the invoice is signed by an authorized representative. For individuals with withholding tax and value-added tax. Step 1. Fill out the date line with the date you received the payment. Step 2. Following client name, indicate the individual or company name of the payer. Step 3. If the payer is a value-added tax registered entity, get the payer's TIN and input it in the corresponding line. Step 4. Get the payer's business address and input it in the following space. Step 5. In nature of service, write type of service, for, date range. Step 6. Enter the unit cost and amount fields with the total revenue amount. For this instance, the total revenue is $297,920.00. Step 7. In the table provided below, input the total revenue amount in the total sales, VAT inclusive, section. Step 8. Record the corresponding value-added tax amount, which, in this case, is $31,920.00. Step 9. Input the amount net of value-added tax, also referred to as vatable sales. For this example, It is 266,000.00. Step 10. Write the withholding tax amount. The tax rate for individuals with VAT is 10%, which totals 26,600.00 in this scenario. Step 11. To determine the amount due, subtract the withholding tax from the amount net of VAT. In this example, the amount due is 239,400.00. Step 12. Below, write the value-added tax amount. To calculate the total amount due, add the amount due to add a VAT. Step 13. On the left side of the table, write the amount of your VATable sales, which in this case is 266,000.00. Next, write the VAT amount, which is 31,920.00. Finally, include the total sales, which is the sum of the VATable sales and the VAT amount. Step 14. For the form of payment, put an X mark whether it is paid by cash or check. If it is paid by check, indicate the bank or check number and check date. Step 15. Lastly, have an authorized representative to sign at the line. If your client is from overseas, there's a bit of changes in withholding tax and VAT. Start by entering the total sales, VAT inclusive, amount. For this example, it's 297,920.00. In the less VAT section, enter 0.00 because your sale is 0 rated. The amount net of VAT will remain the same as your total sales. In this case, it's 297,920.00. Since your sales are not subject to withholding tax, enter 0.00 in the withholding tax section. The amount due is the same as the amount net of VAT, which is 297,920.00. In the Add VAT section, enter 0.00. The total amount due should reflect 297,920.00, which matches the total sales. On the left side of the invoice table, under the zero-rated sales section, enter 297,920.00. For the other rows, input 0.00. At the bottom of the table, under total sales, enter 297,920.00. Indicate the form of payment by placing an X mark in the appropriate box, either cash or check. If the payment is made by check, include the bank name, check number, and check date. Lastly, have an authorized representative to sign at the line. And there you have it. Creating a sales invoice is now a breeze. Following the BIR guidelines, always remember to keep your records organized and maintain the sequential numbering of your receipts. If you have any questions or need further assistance, feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching.